Greetings, YouTube. Happy Wednesday. You're essentially looking at an old story by this point, right? This story appeared sometime in the forums yesterday on Tuesday, and I didn't cover it. And some people were asking, Prof, have you gotten lazy? Are you just too busy working? And, sometimes it might be a combination of laziness and I'm too busy, which is ironic because those are kind of two different things. But I started to do a video on this, and then I stopped myself. I stopped myself to contact my dungeon buddy, Miss Katy Candy, because this basically featured her, and I felt like I needed to communicate with her before putting out this video. So even though it's late, some people, maybe even if it's just a couple, may not know this anyway, and maybe this is news to you. So this week's featured champion in the arena, starting I believe tomorrow, right, is a special arena experiment. They're giving us the opportunity based off of the top scores, and I do believe that those milestones haven't changed, unless I missed it. I could be wrong, but normally it's the top 150. So let's just assume for the sake of argument that it's the normal top 150. Well, the top 150 people would get to choose the champion in the crystal, and the cool thing is that there's no limit. Like, it's not like if the first 20 people choose OG Thor that the rest of the 130 can't get him. Those people's choices are unaffected by the rest. Now, there were some people who got real greedy and were hoping that if they were placed in the top 150, they just got all the champions. And this is an Oprah. They're not just giving these things away. So here's the deal. A little backstory for you, if you will. So Katy Candy and I have been hunting Thing, or The Thing. I've seen it pronounced both. And that's because Thing is an amazing champion. Thing is somebody that does not need to be awakened to do amazing things, and I have seen some incredible footage of a 6-star unawakened Thing from a couple of summoners. But regardless, this is a champion that a lot of people are after. Unfortunately, it is hard to pull this champion, as it is to pretty much target any champion outside of somebody that the game's automatically going to give you, like Groot. And so because of this, I asked her what would happen if I got the Thing before you did, because she's been hunting him relentlessly with no success, and even spent so many thousands of 5-star shards and the 5-star featured crystals only to come up short. And she was very blunt. She said that she would fly to Oklahoma for the first time simply to kick me in the face. And I gotta be honest, that is not how you want to be hit on. And yet, that's exactly what would happen. So, Katy Candy, if somebody gets the Thing and they get hit in the face, might be kicking herself in the face if she goes for this featured champion and gets him, because she will be able to target this champion. Now, I don't want to just talk about the Thing, because I do think Doc Ock is a really solid champion who has amazing power control, and I really don't think it gets talked enough about in the community, and that's partially my fault. Dormammu, speaking of power control, is also an incredible champion. Thing we've discussed. OG Thor, look, needs to be awakened, ideally at a high sig, and still, after patch 12.0, I'm just going to look at that guy as somebody who's always just a shell of himself for what he was. Just imagine how excited people are to see the damage of, say, Ghost, and imagine that even higher in many cases, and then imagine that coming out of a 4-star rank 5. And that's what OG Thor was when you stacked those armor breaks and then fired off the specials before patch 12.0. Sentinel, also is a champion that does not need to be awakened. Winter Soldier, I think objectively, is just the weakest champion of this group. Now, if you've got Killmonger, Winter Soldier kind of turns into a Star-Lord-like champion. But at the same time, I don't think anybody would be grinding this arena so they could choose Winter Soldier. I think he's a throwaway. I'd be shocked if anybody in the top 150 chose Winter Soldier. And maybe that's a challenge to somebody to be like, I'm going to prove Prof wrong. I'm going to grind for Winter Soldier this weekend. But I'm more curious, and I kind of wanted to end this video because I will be doing a follow-up video sometime on Sunday about the scores, because we've never seen anything like this. And whenever there's a historic precedent that's being set, I think it's fascinating, and I want to keep the data and give the data to the community. What do you think the scores are going to be? Now, keep in mind, if the champion is really amazing, like we saw last week for the hype, you're talking about over 65 million for points. But if the champion sucks, you're talking about the opposite. You're talking about 30 million. So literally a score cut in half. So what will place 150 have to be? What do you all think? I'm not going to give my score input because, quite frankly, I don't want to lead anybody astray. I think that'd be very irresponsible for me at this point. But at the same time, I'd like to read your thoughts. So, Katy Candy, is she going to kick herself in the face by going for the thing? She's not even sure if that's the case right now, but who knows? Maybe she will. Comment below, let me know. And as always, thank you to Katy Candy for providing the unique thumbnail. I wanted to make sure I waited to have a great thumbnail, and she was nice enough to send this to me. And just collab, as I always love collaborating with my dungeon buddy. Have a good day, everybody.